Hi traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I just closed out on my Kiwi short. I just took like a quick 11 pips out of it. That was, I'm not too sure why it sold out. I'm kind of happy about it though. Obviously, I just, taking a little bit of profits here and there and just when I can get them. I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of things just because it's Friday, and I want to talk about some of the trades that I did. If you guys missed it yesterday, have you guys seen the Aussie? Have you guys seen the Aussie? Yeah, freaking great. You know where I closed my Aussie dollar short? I closed my Aussie dollar short like right here yesterday. Like a doofus. I closed it right here. I want to say it was like 76.80 during the lunch money webinar. I closed it yesterday. Really nice, huh? Yeah, great job. Fantastic. Way to go, Blake. That was spectacular. The good now to my defense though, I shorted the Aussie yen and Canadian yen, and I did pretty well with those. I shorted it like yesterday, like somewhere around here, and I closed it, down here, like in Asia, like somewhere down here. Not I didn't capture this whole thing. I closed out all my that and the Canadian yen. I made some decent money in the yen, thank God, because I was so irritated when I got up this morning. I said, dude, I just so irritated. But it's part of August trading. I think I have to attribute a lot of that to what happens in August. It's just there's a lot of whipping around. It's choppy. You have to be real careful. And what I was most scared about yesterday, frankly, was this. The dollar yen, which if you look at the dollar yen, and yesterday afternoon we were trading down here, okay? We were trading below 100, and I was really concerned that the dollar yen could start an aggressive sell-off in Asia. It's Friday. It was Friday. Well, it was Thursday afternoon, but it's Friday in Asia. And well, maybe you don't know, and especially a lot of you younger traders that haven't been around for a while. Asian trade is notorious, especially in the summertime, which makes it just makes it even that much worse. Asian trade's notorious for just whacking stops aggressively, when just when no one's looking. Well, you think no one's looking, right? It's Asian trade, and there's no liquidity. It's Friday at the end of the week. I thought the risk was with this wedge pattern that we just flushed through 99.50, and my fear was that if we bust through there on the downside, it was going to usher in a lot of dollar weakness. Now, nothing happened. Actually, in Asia, the dollar yen moved up, and some of these yen pairs recovered. And I got out of my Aussie yen, and took some profits there, and took some profits in the Canadian yen. Decent money too. Nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, it was a good chunk of change, but I left a lot of money on the table with the I left a lot of money on the table with the Aussie dollar not writing out that short, because I would have made a lot more money just short the Aussie. But anyway, it's just something that I wanted to go over, the reason why I covered my Aussie yesterday, and I got wiggled out, which I hate it when I get wiggled out. But it's not like I took a loss. It's just I just didn't make as much as I sure as hell could have. Now, if you look at the dollar index, this is really important, guys. This dollar index, this hold here, I'm gonna go over to a 4-hour chart. Okay, this is the 4-hour chart of the dollar index, and this is the importance of what we're doing today and where the dollar is at today. You see that spike low Okay, that was the 618. You can see the 618. There's also a 786 retracement right there in the dollar index. I'm going to write this down for our analysis anyway. So let me go ahead and just put this out here since we're doing it. Let's go ahead and put that down there. So that support will be 94.10, and this is just so you know, this is now the most important. That's why I'm going to put multiple asterisks by the dollar index. That is the most important support now on the dollar, and I'm going to say this: if the dollar breaks through that 94.10, the dollar index is going to probably, you know, make a run at these lows, which, if you don't know what those lows are, they're super important, because that's the spike low down here. Okay, so if we can hold 94.10, there's a good chance the dollar can bounce, and that's why I'm you know, like I'm shorted the euro at 113.28, because I'm betting on the fact that this channel is going to hold and that 618 is going to hold. I may be wrong, but you know, it's worth taking a shot here, because if you look at the grand scheme of things on the dollar index, okay, so let's just look at this in its, you know, entirety. Okay, this is the channel, right? Okay, if the dollar breaks down here, you're wrong, or I'm wrong, whatever. But if it goes up from here and it comes back to here, you're risking, let's say, 1 to make, I don't know, 3, 5, 8. You know what I mean? So you're risking $1 to make $3, risking $1 to make $5, risking $1 to make 8. Okay, those are good risk rewards to be long the dollar here. Does that make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying right now? Can I be wrong? Sure, of course. You know, of course I can be wrong. Of course I can, you know, the dollar can dump and, you know, I get out. Am I willing to take on that risk? Yeah, I am. And I did. All right. Now, I, hold on really quick. So the fact of the matter is, the dollar can break down, but you know, taking into account what we're just talking about as far as Jackson Hole goes, the Jackson Hole symposiums next week. Paul may be right. You know, a lot of the dollar selling probably was done this week ahead of Jackson Hole. Everybody's expecting a dovish Janet Yellen and company. So how about if Janet Yellen and company actually say, you know, September is still a live meeting. You know, we have all the ingredients to raise rates if needed. If they do that, if they say something like that, the dollar is going to be trading right back over here. So like I said, I'm willing to take a shot at the euro. Now, here's the one caveat for me. I shorted the euro at 28. I'm up 1 pip right now. I don't want to see the euro close above 113, frankly. I'd like to see the euro close back below 113. That, because I really am not comfortable with the euro sitting up at 113. So, but we still have a lot of time left in today, and we'll see what happens today. But anyway, 95 is resistance. I might as well write that down, and then we are still in a range. Let's go into the other analysis. And another thing, I'm still on the Aussie New Zealand. It was getting really close to my stop earlier this morning. We came down to the 618 retracement, just so you know. Okay, that's the 618 retracement. I have my stops actually down here, and we avoided them. We're bouncing, thank God. I was a little nervous about it this morning when I saw that come down here. But anyway, yeah. The Aussie New Zealand's finally getting a bounce. Thank goodness. Let's go over to the euro. Here's the euro. Okay, so the euro. If you haven't taken a look at the daily chart, let's go over the daily chart. Okay, we have a 618 retracement, 161% extension, comes in at 113.49. The high today was 113.60. The high yesterday was 113.65. So I will put down resistance, major resistance at 113.65. If you're short the euro dollar with me, the one thing that you do not want to see is you do not want to see it back above into new highs. Because if it goes into new highs, we're going to have all sorts of problems. Okay? All right. Support. Well, support's 112.30, but we can find support before then. 112.30 is right here. Okay, by the time we get up to this trend line, if this trend line's really truly in play, we should get here around 112.60. All right, let's go over to the cable. Here's the pound. All right. The thing about the pound, I'll tell you, it has really shown us its true colors shining through. And that Cyndi Lauper, I can't sing. You guys know I can't sing. I mean, honestly, I have the worst singing voice. I don't think there's actually anybody on the face of this planet that has a worse singing voice than myself. And I know it, and that's why I sing for you guys, because it's horrible. Chase says, believe us, we know. Holy silver. Holy silver. Holy gold. Simon said silver and gold. I gotta stop. Come on. There. Ooh, wow. Wow. Bam. Right to support here. Yeah. What?
I assure you, I'm much worse as a singer.
No way, man. No, you can't be. I don't think so. I mean, I'm horrible. I mean, horrible. I don't even sound good in the shower. When you don't sound good in the shower, I mean, that's. But anyway.
All right.
All right. Let's see, Kip. All right. So yeah, silver really just sold off pretty aggro-like. Wow. Wow. Scott says, I agree. You are horrible. I see your true colors shining through. All right. Where were we? Oh, okay. We were just talking about, what were we talking about? Pound. Okay, let's go over to the pound. So, the pound, true colors, speaking of which, the 618 retracement, you see that rejection? Big. 131.75, big. 131.80, big. 131.80, huge. You want the cable to bounce? It has to break through that. If you really want to get a nice, this is still bearish. If you want to get a nice bounce out of the cable, we have to break through these highs. And I'll tell you, if we break through this high right here, I may not get long the cable, but I will get long the pound. I'll get long the pound New Zealand. I'll get long the pound Canadian. I'll get long all sorts of pound stuff. Okay. So, Kevin says the pound completed A, B, C, D. Oh yeah, it did. You're right. Yeah, it looks like it completed equal legs here. You're right. Good eye, Kevin. Yeah, that it did. Yeah, perfect. So now we know what the threshold is. So that's the good news, and the bad news is if you're along the cable, it can come back down to 130.60. So that's something to think about. 130.60. I was actually thinking about this morning. When I shorted the Kiwi, Paul was talking, and I shorted the New Zealand dollar, and I told you guys after the fact, after it dropped a couple of pips, I said, by the way, I just shorted the Kiwi. And I got in and out, so I already did that. But what I was thinking about doing at that moment in time is I was thinking about buying the pound New Zealand. I had this up on my screen, which I didn't buy. It was like sitting here when Paul was talking, and I almost bought it. But I'm like, I'm just not comfortable with the cable. Just as I'm, shorted the euro, I'm looking at the cable saying, I don't know if I really want to be, you know, long the cable here. But anyway, um, if the pound will and can break above this, or will break above 131.80, then I'll get long some of those pound crosses because I'm still short the euro pound, by the way, and I've added to my position a couple of times. My cost average is not too far away from here because I took half of off the table the other, 2 days ago or whatever. My cost average is 86.45 short euro pound now because I added a lot to it over the last. I added back what I was short, the last 24 hours. So. Anyway, okay, pound. Let's go over to the Swissy. So the Swissy was just hitting new highs. This looks like a little bit of Swiss National Bank activity this morning, if you ask me. Swiss has held up. It held the 786. That's probably really important to realize that the Swiss held support just as the dollar did too. All right. So with the Swissy, that low is going to be important, and then obviously this is resistance. So support is 95.35. All right, 95.35, and resistance. And no, I'm not long the Swissy. I'm just short the euro. Resistance is 96.35. And that's going to be pretty key resistance. 96.35. That if that's taken out, then the bulls will come back in. And this is a range. All right, let's go over to the dollar yen. So the dollar yen, this is a really important chart, I think, for dollar bulls here. Or dollar, I say dollar bulls, I should say, for dollar traders, okay? If you see the dollar yen, we've got this bearish wedge, but we also could be forming, I'm just going to pull this up here a little bit. Oh, can I say something really fast? Can I say something as an American? Ryan Lochte, the U.S. American swimmer, who's got caught in this lie controversy in Rio. Excuse my language, but what a dipshit. I mean, seriously. You think about it. Okay, first of all, and I hear all the people that are like, oh, he's just a kid. He just won a medal. He's one of the most decorated swimmers. He's just having a little fun. You know what? In it, if you're a swimmer, okay, and your life is built around swimming and your reputation, and you know that right now you're a superstar at the Olympics, but and people are out there, cheering you on, being you're my hero. 2 months from now they're not going to remember you, right? Right? They're not going to remember you 2 months from now, right? So if I was an Olympic swimmer and I was Lochte or Phelps or whoever, or just an Olympic athlete, I'd be soaking this up. But you got to be humble because in 2 months, people aren't even going to remember your name, right? So you know, on top of that, you make your home country look like horrible. On top of that, so you're poor representation of your country. Then on top of that, now this guy's just completely tossed his whole career. I think Lochte, if I had to guess, will be a. You look 10 years from now, he will be a coach at a, probably a junior high school swim team 10 years from now. And people would say, "Oh, well, he's just a kid," and he's not a kid. He's like one of the he's a man. What a dummy. I mean, seriously. I mean, and then on top of that, he makes, the United States look just extremely horrible. What a poor representation. I just, if I came across him and he went to shake my hand, hey, I'm Ryan Lochte, I'd just punch him in the face. I would. Anyway, sorry, had to say it, had to get it off my chest. I'm so irritated. It's like, you know, like so infuriating. And as an American, it makes me even more upset. It's like, God, what a dummy. I mean, it's like I get it. Oh, it's you're at the Olympics, and whether it's you're an American or anybody else, you're at the Olympics, you're one of the best in the world at whatever you do, but that doesn't give you a right to be a jackass, right? This doesn't give you a license to be a complete idiot and disrespectful, and you know. Anyway, all right. Sorry, had to get that off my chest. Had to be done. I'm over it. See, this is venting hour. Okay, let's go. Here's the dollar yen. So this is really important for the dollar yen. All right, and uh, okay. You see how important this is? I mean, this is like make it or break it. Which this is what scared me yesterday, and this is what made me really nervous about being long the dollar yesterday, and this is why I kind of freaked out a little bit and closed my Aussie short, obviously too early. But this is really, I think, what's going to define the dollar, or what could define the dollar. So resistance. Support 99.80, resistance at 100.50. I mean, we could actually break before that, but you got to be careful of the false breaks. So support is 99.80. Put an asterisk there. 100 point, what did I say? 50. Put an asterisk there. And we are in a bearish trend, but just so you guys know, this is a really tight triangle, and that's going to break. You know what I mean? It's going to break, and it's probably going to break soon. So just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. All right. Here's your bias chart. I'll be back in a few minutes. When I come back, we'll do the commodity currencies and the Nordics. Don't go anywhere. Back in a few minutes. All right, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. Pounds hitting lows. True colors shining through. I see your truth. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, pound slump. Boom. Slumpy slump. Pound. Just slumped through the 131 level. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was called a Fletcherooski in the cable. Yep, 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 yep. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Yep, 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 yep. Look at the dollar just bouncing. Dollar's kind of showing who's boss right now. That's for sure. Man, this euro pound has just come up in my face. I'm gonna have to sold a little bit more euro pound. Man, look at that cable. So hold on. Uh, I just bought some pound New Zealand. Sorry, I had to. Just bought some pound New Zealand on that flush. I just picked it up like right here at 44 actually. So we're just seeing some volatility in the cable. So as the cable, just flushed through some stops, the euro pound just raced up to 50. Um, yeah, a pound just taking it to some right now. We're just taking some stops. Now, if the euro would just follow suit, I'd be happy. Any day, euro. Any day you want to follow to the downside, that would be fantastic. Do we really trade to 130, 113.03? I guess we did, huh? Yeah. Pound's trying to bounce back a little bit after the little shakeout. I should actually buy the pound Aussie too while I'm down here. Hold on. Boop. I did not buy that. But I picked up some pound New Zealand. Okay. Um, let's see. What was it? Where we were at? We were at. Let's do the Canadian. Okay, so we have Canadian retail sales today. For those of you that are not aware, so the dollar Canadian. This is. We're not going to be able to form a bullish engulfing. Could end up being a piercing line, possible, but let's go to the 4-hour here. See this? That's going to be really big resistance on the way up, which will be, you have to watch the dollar Canadian at 129. Okay. Because if it can break above 129, that would be bullish. Obviously, it's bullish here. 129 change, but 129 is going to be a big resistance today. 129. That'll be a big resistance. We are in a bearish trend right now. And to shake off the bearish trend, we have to get back above 129. All there is to it. Okay? Where is support? So support for the dollar Canadian obviously is the 618, which is what's holding us right now. It's big support here, right through here. Okay? And that's at 127.60. All right. Let's go over to the Kiwi. Here's the Kiwi. So the Kiwi still between 73.20 and 72 cents. if the Kiwi breaks through 72 cents, that's going to be extremely bearish for the Kiwi, but we have a lot of work to do. Okay. We are still in this range, so it's major resistance up there. A range. And let's take a look at the Aussie. So the Aussie's been trading really heavy today, which I'm so irritated that I covered my Aussie short, but we're obviously a very key support. So that support, remember, 50% retracement is right here. Horizontal support is right through here. That's all coming in basically at 75.90. Okay. Oops. 0.7590. It's really key support. Resistance, I mean, obviously 77.50, but now, any move back up to 77 cents, you're going to find sellers. I mean, hell, I'll sell it up there if we can get up there. Range. Don't forget with the Aussie, take a look at the bigger picture. Don't forget, this is really key resistance up here above 77 cents. All right, it just is. This damn euro is holding up well. I mean, a euro just rallied right back. Stupid euro. All right. Went over the dollar index, so let's take a look at the peso. Oops. Here's the peso. So the peso, I bought the peso yesterday. I sold it, made a little bit of money. Obviously, I got out early. That's kind of the story of my life this week. I got out. I got in some pretty good prices, and then I got out early on a lot of this stuff. Wow. I mean, look at the pound just getting clobbered here. The euro is just holding up against everything at the moment. Hmm. I'm a little worried that the euro is not going down at the moment, being short the euro. Let me take a look at this euro pound really quick. We're at a 50% retracement right now. Right here. My cost average on the euro pound is 86.45. I'm actually down money in my cost average now. Because remember, I sold at 87.15, and then I closed half of it down here, and I've been adding to it. So my cost average is lower than where it is right now. 50% retracement. 618 comes right up to the spike high here, which is 86.70. That is possible. Be prepared for it if you're trading it. Okay. go into where was we're at the Mexican peso. Okay, so here's the peso. Let's see how big of a retracement that was, because if that, to me, seems like we might have just hit a 38% retracement. No, it's still overshooting. Um, Trying to figure out why we stopped where we did. I added to my euro dollar short just slightly. My cost average on the euro dollar short is 113.27 right now. FYI. Okay, anyway, I don't know why the Kiwis or the peso stopped where it did. So I'm gonna write down this. Move this over here so I can see everything. This 50% retracement and this horizontal, like previous support over here, probably be a big deal today. At 1840, 1847. Okay, 1847. Support. This peso is very hard to read right now, in my opinion. It's not easy to read. It's nice when you can have something where you can actually. Oops, damn it! I didn't want to do that. I like it when I have an easier read on things, but right now I don't. It might be doing that. So support 1810. US dollar Norwegian krona. We got to watch that Norwegian krona. If we break above 825, it's going to start squeezing. Now remember, the Norwegian krona, big support here. We're trying to hold. We close below. We might actually close back above. Very choppy waters right here. But 1825, big resistance, or 825. Big resistance. Support is 812. Same numbers we've had written. We're still in a range. I feel like I need to write down bearish, but then the flip side is that we're getting just such a massive rally at the moment that I'm going to just keep it at range for today. But you know, next week if we close below here, or this week if we close below here, then we're probably going to have to go into a bearish trend. You guys should read the blog on Forex Analytics, by the way, that my colleagues did there with the Norwegian krona. It's a good write-up, and it's about how how bullish the Norwegian crown can be, and how it might get a real significant bounce. Even if you're not shorting the U.S. dollar Norwegian krona, the euro Norwegian krona might be a really viable option too. Let's take a look at the Swedish krona. Same thing here. I mean, look how good that support trendline support's holding up. Basically 832 to 840 8.41, 8.32, 8.41. All right, your bias chart is done. It's finished. Okay, let me take a real quick look around. Gold, silver, final.